And now, lining up for Benfica with the number 9, team captain, goes for number 1, Benfica Pascal. Number 6, Gonçalves, João Landa. Number 16, 16, João Miguel. Number 7, Júlio Roivo. Number 35, number 25, Beatriz Rosa. Number 11, number 11, Hugo Fernandes. And with number 88, number 58, Nico Vito. The coach for Benfica is Francisco Dávila. They will be refereed by Chris West, Tom Valens, and Benji Leon. A round of applause for everyone. Have a wonderful match.
Enjoy the best dance tracks by DJ Dog.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Korfball Champions League from the IKF 2026. It's day one, great clash coming up to you from Benfica representing Portugal against Brno representing Czechia. Interesting day with the results coming in. This is the premier competition for club sides in Europe and hence pretty much around the world. It's played once a year. It's got a long, rich history stretching back through the Europa Cup, and there is Benfica. Really wonderful record that they have in this competition, and the smiles on their faces, they're really looking like they're up for it in front of a home crowd. I don't think this is their hall, but this is their city, and I think as the tournament goes on, their opponents will feel the weight of the Portuguese support down on them, and it's hard to argue against them today. They have got a great team. In terms of the head-to-head record against Brno, it's 5-0 to Benfica. They've met 5 times since 2011, and Benfica have won all those times. Not massive wins. In fact, the last one was only by 1. They have beat them in the Champions League Europa Cup before in 2017. That was a high-scoring game, 26-20. But it's all up for grabs at the moment. Benfica not top of their league at this stage of the year. It's the middle of the season for both of these clubs. Whereas Brno are top of the Czech league. Could this be the day that they do finally get that win against Benfica? Well, it'd be a great day. It's the first day of the Champions League. The bronze medal awaits in 5 days' time for one of these lower clubs to perhaps steal. Or if they're feeling more ambitious, Belgium are also in this group. and they had a comfortable win earlier on against the other team in this group, Shildon. So it's going to be tough for these teams to even get into semi-final contention, but today is going to be the best start that they can make for it. And there's Carlos Faria for Benfica. Benfica in the red, black shorts. Brno in the white and the red trim around. Referee's just waiting to get us going. Carlos Faria, I believe 71 games in this competition. He has done absolutely incredibly. Let's look at their record. Champions League final last year, 4th, just out of the medals. Got bronze the year before. And then when we start to go back through the Europa Cups, 2016, 2015, 2014, 2013, all bronze medals. 2011, bronze medal. And so they've got the pedigree. And Brno, when I say a more up-and-coming team, they've got chances really now to stamp themselves on it. It's hard to get into this 8-team competition of the very best clubs in the world. And first days when you want to make your mark, I think there might be some water problems on the pitch. Obviously they want to take care of that before we get going. International competition under international rules, it is 4 quarters of 10 minutes time. Real time with the clock stopped, obviously when the play is out. Slightly different to perhaps what most of the teams play in their league, or some of the teams play in their league, but they'll all be used to this format. International viewers will recognise so many great internationals in this team that for both of these teams, I say none more than Carlos Faria, and it's up against Wojciech Holik. Both play for their respective countries, and in terms of the world rankings between Portugal and Czechia, there are so many international players on both teams. I think it is significant. Czechia are currently 5th in the world, Portugal are 7th. So perhaps a little bit of a glimmer of hope for you Brno fans coming into this game, where I'd say Benfica are favourite, but there's going to be a lot of pressure on them, and I'm hoping to see Brno come out strong, come out hard, come out fighting. Looking like Brno, a slightly bigger team, might dominate the post, but look for the speed and the passing and the way that Benfica can find each other. So let's talk you through this attack. There's Joana Aguiar passing off to Nicole Brito. On the ball into Julio Rievo. And they might have got called a travel, or was they a problem with the desk? We heard a horn. That one's not going to be resolved. Julio Rievo coming over. He's going to have a good look and get the stare to whoever's going to take that goal away from him. Okay, looks like it is going to be credited, and Benfica, 1 attack, 1 goal, 1 up. The referee today, that's Tom Vlaming from Belgium in your screen now, and at the back of the court is Chris West from England. Both great refs. I'm sure they can do a great job today. Let's have a look through this first Brno attack. They're trying to spread it wide. That's Lucas Holik. Oh, decent shot, decent goal, great. Really looking at the fixtures of today, I thought this could be a good game, and it started great. Hugo Fernandes, the great Hugo Fernandes, number 11 for Benfica, not getting out far enough. Nice strong 2-2 setup. Nurse Fernandes getting his own collect at the back with Jam Almeida at the post, and Ana Beatriz trying to find a pass. She's number 1. Other girl down there is Beatriz Rosa. Oh, Beatriz tries to get forward, but that's decent. Blocking off of the collect, and nice defending from Lucas Holik. Rare early defending decision. Referee setting out their stall. The early shot, and Wojciech Holik, I think he found himself, he's a little bit out of position there. Shot was a little bit early, and again up against the experience of Faria. Very well, a top-class referee as well, so he'll understand all of the tricks and all of the niceties of playing underneath the court in international competition. Nice turn from Almeida, sits up nicely, read by Fernandes, gets it on the way down. Rosa goes in and holds that post position, but now she comes out for the feed, and in the end it bounces out to Brno for an easy collection. 2-2, nice. The girls go, and they've dropped off. Eliska Zieglerova, most experienced Czech girl on the pitch. That's Lenka Feltenkova, and it was Faria who brought it down. Anna Beatrix, just travelling, probably under pressure that was being applied to the boy feed. So let's go through this attack. I think I mentioned all of these players, and that's Tobias Vojna getting a shot up, but defended by Julio Rievo. Fernandez is in early. Feed not really coming. And just a foot off the back of the court for João Almeida. Looks a little bit disappointed. Benfica half-heartedly trying to block this going out. Brno just happy to step up a gear to bring it out safely. Zieglerova is the one attacking on the outside. She's number 6, but that was number 25. No, sorry, no. Got the wrong way around. Feltenkova for Brno. Another defended shot. Nice. Fernandez spreads it wide to Beatrice Rosa, and they do end up getting another shot from Anna Beatrix at the back of the court. Comes to nothing after a nice start of 2 early goals. Defence starting to dominate just a little bit here as Wojciech Holik turns away. Looked quite nice in the idea, fell well short, easy for Faria. And Benfica looking a little bit scrappy bringing it out, but they have got it out now. Beatrix running, pass round to Rosa. Here we go now, nice 2-2, and timing onto it was okay, and that's Zieglerova, which she likes to shoot from out there. She's got 53 games in this competition so far, and another attack for Benfica comes to nothing. Maybe both teams just a little bit nervous, and then it's a nice early shot from Tobias Vojna. He holds the post for Holik to have a shot. Oh, nice. Falling away, I think it was from Zieglerova, and he wants it back again, just get a nice reset. Not much happening now. They're trying to push for a feed, and that was a foul by Joana Aguilar from Benfica. Going to put Eliska Zieglerova on the free throw line. Doesn't come back clean. They play it on. Feltenkova. João Almeida, and a good strong collection from Lucas Holik. And as this game goes on with no goals, it's going to keep building the pressure. Eliska Zieglerova, yeah, good contest at the post, won by Tobias Vojna. Decent turn on the feed from Zieglerova, but good defence. But now Wojciech Holik goes out, takes a good shot, but that's good positioning from Julio Rievo, and he quickly gets it into the Benfica attack. Good defensive pressure. from Brno, pushing out, making it difficult for them to even move the ball and establish a position on the outside. It's excellent defence, and if we start to talk of early nerves, then it's definitely going to be Benfica that are going to be feeling the pressure here in front of the home crowd. Still, Brno are a long way from capitalising on that. They're just cruising on at level, trying to create something at the post. Ziegler over, ever willing to shoot from out of that distance, and Lucas Holick, good collection from Felton Cover. Holick, that's nice. That's much better from Brno, and now they're finally cashing in a little bit on this drought from Benfica. Nice setup, strong girls in at the post, boys out attacking. Fernandez in the feed. Shot by Ana Beatriz, just rolls off. Still, it's the closest Benfica have gone for 5-6 minutes maybe. Okay, the boys just trying to switch and make it difficult for the Brno attackers. There's Ziegler over again, can't quite. Oh, sorry, that's Felton Cover. Can't find a way through to the feed, and the shot from Wojciech Holick is easily picked up underneath the post by Aguilar. Good pressure in the defence again, and see it's Almeida having to come quite short to even kind of get the ball because they're not confident of getting it through the pass lane. He just find his way through, gives it to Hugo Fernandez, who drops it down. That's great play from both the boys there. João Almeida had to come and get the ball, but finally did make it round and flipped it off to Hugo Fernandez. Okay, strong, 2-2. Jan Heisig shooting there. He just try and find a pass over to Lucas Holick. The girls down here I haven't mentioned very often, Jitka Stepanova and Sarah Sahachui, and that is Stepanova in the collect and Sahachui in the collect. Comes to nothing now as the shot just comes too short, and Brno players having to have a little bit of a word with each other down there. Benfica take a long time to bring it in, but it comes in, it goes out pretty quickly after the pass to the post breaks down. Nice 2-2 setup. Girls on the outside. Oh, fantastic run from Stepanova. Stepanova again, and a Sarah Sahachui, but it's gone out just a little bit too far. But she does find Holick, and they're trying to work some angles. Decent defence from Benfica. It's strong in the collect there against Sarah Sahachui. Rievo, nice, yes, excellent. You earn the space, cross court ball to Faria, gets it back in a nice distance, extends for a good shot, and Benfica re-establish the lead. Nice, decent collection from Lucas Holick, coming over the top of Almeida. There's Sarah Sahachui once again under too much pressure. She does try and find a feed, but it's picked off by Fernandez. I didn't see that. I saw Benfica trying to stretch the ball into the back of the court, but they're just struggling a little bit. Now in the last minute of the first quarter, they're just going to try and just kill a little bit of time here and obviously try and pick the ball off they can, but they don't. But now we'll get a chance to bring it level for quarter time. Nice ball across to Sarah Sahachui. Now she gets the feed, but she also gets the shove. And I think they were looking for, did that ball go in? Her little flick, but the penalty was called early. Sarah Sahachu scores nice goal. Excellent, well needed for Brno. We probably just have to weather one attack and they're going to go into quarter time level, assuming that they can keep this down, but their defence has been good up until now. Now there's a decent feed, and that's Sarah Sahachu coming around a little bit naughtily on Beatrice Rosa. Gives away the free pass, which Hugo Fernandez will take. Still plenty of time for them to work something out of this. Nice Almeida. Read that he had a little bit of space, but he's giving it now back to Brno pretty early. Brno get a chance to go in there with a fantastic running feed from Faltinkova. Well, and then Zieglerova shooting from range. Now it's Holick collecting nicely. Out to Liska Zieglerova, who almost sent Brno into quarter time ahead. Faltinkova now. Lenka Faltinkova drives, can't get anywhere. Good defense from Joanna Aguilar, and that runs the time down. And we go into the end of the first quarter with the scores very level. Let's have a look at so Julio Vievo is top scoring the match. He's with Benfica, of course. Sarah Sahachu, Jan Thijsik, Hugo Fernandez, and Wojciech Holick have all scored as well. And yeah, Brno won't be particularly unhappy to go in level, but neither team, let's say, can say that they've played great korfball just yet. It's the first 10 minutes of a 5-day tournament, and believe me, going from your national league to suddenly up against these superpower players in the Champions League, it is quite difficult, and I expect to see both teams just relax just a little bit into the rest of this game, and certainly into the rest of the tournament. But I think the first quarter's shown how competitive this game is going to be. Just watch our wonderful replays. Nice strong penalty from Sarah Sahachu. Now my information is Brno are coached by Jakub Massa and Benfica by Francisco Amaral. Okay, it's going to be Wojciech Holick bringing us in for the second quarter. Nice long floated ball from Eliska Zieglerova. Nice decent movement. Oh, and into the feed as well. Really nice timing on all of those movements, and the shot from Tobias Voyner wasn't bad, and they got a reset and getting a little bit messy, but I'm liking the structure. I'm liking that they're finding good strong positions. Faltinkova, and yeah, okay, a little bit out of her range it felt looking at the result, but promising first attack for Brno. Fernandez, oh, beautiful pass into Rosa, and then the ball gets taken away, and the free play gets adjudged to be João Almeida, even though he's trying to give it away to Hugo Fernandez. A little bit of pressure on your penalty when you try and give it away to somebody, but I'm sure he'll be fine. Long extravagant wind up, just about rolls it in off the top, and Benfica 1 up. Zieglerova into Wojciech Holick, and I think it was Holick in the end that was called for the foul. Benfica trying to keep a nice structure, to keep far away from each other on the outside and to create some angles. Not always working. Decent early shot from Voyner. Zieglerova, fantastic, just stepping out at around 6 meters to 7 meters. Her defender, Nicole Brito, not really getting out close enough, but now we get the breakthrough, and all I could see was a hand about to shoot. The hand of Joanna Aguilar. Feels the weight of Lentin Faltinkova on her back. Penalty called. And Carlos Ferreira, like a good captain, just holds on to it until his player is ready. Joanna Aguilar comes out and picked up by Brno. Okay, 2 extremely short attacks. Nice turn onto the shot from Jan Thijsig. Comes up short though. Joe Almeida reading the ball well for Benfica in defence. Yeah, they're trying to keep this distance. Now the feed comes in, but it comes in without the collect, and Riego does fantastically. Now he finds Carlos Ferreira on the inside. Oh, wonderful. The way that he held his ground and just put the little one-hander up. That's classic Carlos Ferreira. That's why Benfica are favourites coming into today, but Brno are not giving up. Long way from that. I'm liking some of the structures a little bit more, can I say workwomanlike? Finding good structures and then playing off those. Coming up short with a few key shots, which I think is turning the ball over. Perhaps 1 or 2 extra times. And in the meantime, maybe the referee accidentally hit one of the players in the face. That's Beatrice Rosa for Benfica, and okay, so everything's okay. Pretty sure they'll get 25 seconds on the shot clock. Yeah, okay. Stepan cover. And an aggressive foul underneath the Korf. Lucas Harlik going to get the free pass, coming back from Sahachu. Nice, well executed, great free pass. Lucas Harlik and Sahachu. Very smooth, and Jam Almeida, look, he's a big athletic lad, didn't quite get close to that. In the meantime, we got another free pass, and referee Chris West a little talking to Lucas Harlik. I think it's going to be Hugo Fernandez. Just stretches one out nicely. Good from João Almeida. I mean, just a cheeky pass around to Hugo Fernandez. Oh, and Lucas Harlik with his hands to his face because he realised he got suckered there. Fernandez showing his experience, and then Almeida showing that the great teamwork that Benfica have got. Extends to finding him free underneath the post, and he converts nicely. Benfica just in danger of taking control of this game right now. Ziegler over. Great contest. Well won by Voyner. And then the transition into the moving out, especially when they're under shot clock pressure. Shot from Faltin Kova is well fought for, but eventually it goes to Benfica. The referee's just going to have a little word with the defender there about some contact on the way out. There we go. It's Tobias Voyner. He was, yeah, maybe should have just given up a little bit earlier, but hard to fault and challenging. All in front of the Korf at the moment, where they do find a pass to Ana Beatriz. Almeida out of position for Benfica. And Lucas Harlik, glad to get that one, keeping Brno in this game. Voyner's driving. Carlos Ferreira really making it difficult for Wojciech Harlik to go around. In the end, I think they just got a little bit bored. I think Ferreira probably was following around correctly, whereas Brno thought that he wasn't. The referee's decision was final in the end, and it was called a cutting. Nice into Fernandez. Just doesn't quite get it. He's trying to appeal for a moved post, which wasn't really on. Baltinkova. No feed with Ferreira dominating the front of the Korf there. No, but Voyner comes, and in the end, Benfica doing too much to hold out the feed. As you can see, that's exactly what Brno wanted. I don't think it was against Ferreira. I think it might have been against Burevo. But Liska Ziegler gets to take the free pass, extends it well. It's not a bad one, but Goes to a place where Carlos Ferreira had strong position on Wojciech Holik. Excellent. Well, we do finally get a reward for marking the ball out of the defence, and it is Brno that have won this. And it's a small thing, but these are big if you can score these. Wojciech Holik, if you drop it down, you were on the way to being a goal in the lead, and suddenly the ball doesn't come out, and Brno really, sometimes you just sense that you've just got to step up a little bit in that situation, and I don't think it'll hurt Benfica too much. They're too experienced, but hopefully Brno will take a little bit of heart from that, and I think the positioning of Tobias Voina earned him a restart there and a turnover. I'm not sure Brno have been in the lead yet, but they're there or thereabouts, and this is nice movement on the outside. It's good work from Jan Thijsig. Does he get a reward for it? Yes, he does. He gets it into Lucas Holik. Can't see the shot clock. There we go. Sachu, nice. Straight into the second phase after the collection, and yeah, they're getting some nice close shots out of that rotation they've got going in for the feed and the collect. And but that decision has gone against them. And Lucas Holik, he's got some great expressions on his face, just having a word with the ref, but he still doesn't like it. Faria turns on it. Oh, almost pulls Wojciech Holik. Rivo, long way out. Nice looking shot. Falls down kindly for Tobias Voina. Okay, so Chris West having a word with Carlos Faria. If you understood just exactly the both of these guys, Faria and Chris West, are top level refs, know each other very, very well, and Chris West just telling Carlos he overstepped a line right there. And the shot from Lucas Holik, picked up by Stepanova, sorry. Nice jump over the top from Thijsig. This is good fight from Brno, and that's okay. A sad end to a spirited looking attack from Brno. No subs yet from either team, as they're obviously trying to keep their best players out. They'll have had this game planned for months. Well, ever since the scores came out, 6 weeks ago, and trying to balance their team to go head to head against their players. At the moment, defence is dominating, and the shot looked it's a little bit awkward from Jan Thijsig, but it dropped down in the end as Hugo Fernandes for Benfica just didn't go out quite far enough. Aggressive defence from Brno, but they do eventually find the ball with the way through it. I'm not quite sure how Carlos Faria manufactured that shot. There we go, out to the one hand. Beautiful goal. Once again, great combination between Rivo and Carlos Faria. Wojciech Holik. Definitely the number of collections that Brno are getting, definitely getting higher. Valtinkova. And eventually Benfica get it back. Didn't quite see what happened there. There was obviously some contact with Rivo. And he looks like he hit both players kind of on the way through. It was a second collision that might have done the damage, or the hitting the ground. Anyway, the referees haven't taken any action, and this is big for Benfica. Julio Vieira has been one of the main players for this. Oh, and there's a yellow card. Okay, and it's gone against Tobias Voina, and he gets a yellow card, which means that he goes off for 5 minutes. Now, forgive me if I'm going to get these card things wrong, but I'm pretty sure because they don't happen that often. But he's going to go off for 5 minutes. He has to be replaced, and the card carries disciplinary, let's say, worries for him and the team as they go forward in this. And let me just see, has the substitution been made yet? Card given by Tom Vemmink from Belgium. Okay, it's Yuri Cole that has come on. And Fernandes just wants to get the ball to wipe. 2 minutes to go. I wonder what sort of impact that is going to have on the game. Well, he didn't seem to argue too much anyway, and it was, I think, because he stepped across his path. I think that he gave a little shove of his player on the way out of defence about 3 or 4 minutes ago, which I think might have contributed to the referee's displeasure with his actions, and looks like a good use of a yellow card. Fernandes holds it, gives it up to Beatrice Rosa, and Benfica march on. It's only one in the lead, but they're looking good. Nice 2-2 setup. Not really much control of the post, but what wasn't needed. Eliska Zilarova. The shot from Wojciech Holik. Try it again. No, he won't. And that's Yuri Cole looking like he just ran into Nicole Brito completely accidentally. She looks like she's just in a little bit of pain as well. And Benfica in the wars in this first game, first half. Here we go. And yeah, okay, look, it's probably not even his fault. That's just the coming together of players that have got their attention elsewhere. Yeah, I'm sure she's going to be okay. Not much really to decide this team. I really thought Benfica were definitely going to be favourites. And in some of the moves that Benfica do, I can see it. The understanding between the team. But they're not really collecting that well. Their movement on the outside is kind of okay. They're trying to play good expansive Korfball, but decent defence from Brno is just making it difficult for them. Brno looking like they've got a really strong idea of where the collect is coming from and where their feed is coming from, and they're working off that very well. And I think Nicole Brito is going to be okay. We're just going to have a little wiped out and then let's get back on the last minute and a half of this second quarter. Okay, and away we go. No referee decision other than 25 seconds and an attack for Brno. Cole's holding it. Ziegler was trying to go around. Then there's Wojciech Holik and a good fight. Lenka Feltinkova just trying to get some body on Julio Vieira, but Vieira for Benfica comes through, and Fernandes in collision with his defender. Referee doesn't see any problems. Seemed to come up quite short. No one quite read it. Ziegler trying to find her way around Yuri Cole and looked a little bit confused. Anna Beatrice, nice, great drive. Went one way, come round to the other, but just couldn't quite keep hold of that running in shot as it come up. 30 seconds to go. Yuri Cole trying to find some space from Julian Yevo, and there he does, but it looks a little bit awkward when he puts it up, and he almost gets his collect, but Yevo was in a good position, but it looks like he had to foul to give it away, and Yevo's hip looks like it's bothering him as well. That's just going to slow down this last 16 seconds in the meantime. I like Valtin Carver just looked like, okay, that ball is ours. Let us start preparing for this, and the referees, I think, will probably give Benfica like 2 minutes or something to have a look at this injury. It is the second time he's done it, and he's sent the trainer away. And that's it. Looks like we're all going to play on. Last 15 seconds. Brno need one goal to go in level. Eliska Ziegler over, working harder on the outside. Look, Wojciech Holik, nice extension, another shot. Good shot. Good fight. Well done by Cole. 10 seconds to go still. Ziegler over. Turn from Cole. Yes, it goes in. That's fantastic. That is the spirit that Brno have played this game in throughout the whole first half, when really I think Benfica looked like they maybe played some classier golf in parts, but Brno, they haven't stopped and they're fighting. They understand what every collect means to them, and they're finding their way into good positions. Referees just bringing the captains together, so Sarah Sahachu from Brno and Carlos Faria, and just saying, hey, look, you know, we've sent a player off, we've been having some contact. Look, he's explaining how the player stepped across, and that can be very injurious. And that's excellent control from the referees. The players have accepted it. Look, it's been a great first half. It's 8-8. I told you this is going to be a great game. Come back in 10 minutes for the second half. Welcome back to the second half of the Korfball Champions League 2026 Day 1 clash between Brno and Benfica. Brno from the Czech Republic, currently top of their league. You're seeing them there now in your picture, very buoyed up by the last minute goal in that first half. Up against the mighty Benfica, though, won this bronze medal multiple times. Not that the bronze medal is quite on offer yet, and it might not be everything that's on offer, as Belgium is in this group, and if one of these teams can beat Belgium, well, who knows what happens in the semi-finals. However, in this game, Benfica playing some silky korfball, but they haven't been able to dominate. Brno playing with gusto and verve at times, really fighting for everything. They're looking a little bit less experienced in the ways of the court. That includes giving up a yellow card in the first half for Yuri Cole, and he had to go off. We might see him later. So Yuri Cole was the player that come on. Tobias Voyner was the naughty boy with the yellow card. Didn't really affect the game too much, and well, for the second half, we're now in the white mainly and orange-red on the shoulders. Benfica in the red and the white numbers. Oh, that's a beautiful, fantastic early start. Nice little hook around the corner. I think it's from Jan Thijsik. Joanna Aguiar. Didn't reset, but well collected by Fario. Tries to stretch things out to Rievo and gives it back to Fario. In through to Bito, finally to Rievo. As the clock ticks down, yes, Benfica have got 4 seconds to try and manufacture something like this. A goal is obviously preferred, but they do want to hit the corf and get another reset. And okay, so perhaps the first shot clock pressure that we've seen in the game so far. Thijsik comes up short with the shot. Fernandes does well for Benfica. Pass from Brito out to Rievo. Looks like a nice decent shot. Managed to get his 2 feet down. He's an injury worry with the bang that he took to the hip in the incident that drew the yellow card, and he has seen some attention. Let's see how he goes throughout this game. Probably hurt a little bit more tomorrow than it will today. And I think, as I already mentioned, this is a super important game for both teams. Belgium is the powerhouse in the group. The other team is Tuschilgen. All the teams trying to get into the top 2 to get themselves into the semi-finals for day 4. Plenty of korfball between now and then. No, nice interchange between Sahachu and Stepanova. And Stepanova is the one that's going to take this shot, and Fernandes tips it down to João Almeida. And this is the first time Brno have been in the lead. Then it's Benfica never extended their lead beyond 1 in a really tight first half. Nicole Brito tries to find some space, doesn't get there. And Carlos Ferreira kind of walks around his player and does end up looking at an awkward looking shot which falls to Brno. Nice ball, stretching out the korf from Sarah Sahachu, and good work on the inside by Jan Thijsik. Sarah Sahachu, and that's going to have to be Lucas Hollick from a long way out. There's still plenty of time on the shot clock. Shot from Stepanova. Sarah Sahachu, and this is good attacking again from Brno. That's 2 collects. It's not looking super dangerous, but they're rotating the ball after they collect. They're going into another good phase. Working the block, trying to find the way through Jan Thijsik. He does get there. It's not the best position they've ever shot at, but it was more than effective. Enough for Jan Thijsik. 5 meters on the way out. Nice extension. Not really much control of the post, but That's the style Brno have played, and yeah, that's called defended. Oh, no, was it given? Felt in cover. Scrap underneath the post, finally won by Rievo and Faria. No substitutions at half time. Hugo Fernandes. This is nice. 2 goals on the inside. Boys attacking hard on the outside. It's going to be Fernandes who's going to go in. The old girl Almeida has gone round. And foul from Brno. I think he's pointing down at Jan Thijsig. Now it's the boys on the inside. Anna Beatrice, but not quite finding room under pressure. João Almeida turns him on nicely. Fernandes draws his player onto him. Oh, wonderful post play. But now dropped down to Beatrice Rosa, who scores a little one-hander off at about 2 metres. And yeah, it was well held out by her teammate Anna Beatrice as the other girl was coming to cover. Back level. Slow, build up. Nice step out from Sahachu just to create a little bit more room to run the block. And Lucas Holick tries to step out and one, gets a nice ball on the inside. And he gets the little flick into Jan Thijsig. And they do retain it again. He gets another little sharp and they're fighting away at the post. But Fernandes a little bit too clever with that collection. Faria shooting quite early. Might have been feeling a little bit, looking a bit impatient there. And that division comes together to have a little talk to each other as the Benfica attack in. Shot from Stepanova. Zahachu. Good defence, except it didn't quite go out and follow the turn of Sarah Zahachu. And once again, Lucas Holick has read it the best and moved on to it. Another great collection from Brno. Sarah Zahachu, she's round. Oh, floats with the one-hander. I think it was called a penalty for the stepping out on Sarah Zahachu. I'm assuming that was against Beatrice Rosa. It doesn't matter because it's Sarah Zahachu scores her second goal. Takes Brno out into the lead again. This one is going to go all the way. We have golden goal awaiting for us at the end of the 4th quarter. Okay, trying to stretch the ball. That wasn't great. Nicole Brito tries to find a way through. Joana Aguiar gets a good shot, and in the end, all the Portuguese Benfica boys could do is foul. Holick. Excellent from Sahachu. Great from Jan Thijsig, and that's a relieved Beatrice Rosa who pulled that down for Benfica. And once again, Brno looking dangerous. And Brno showing that they can pressure the ball in defence as well as play some nice golf ball in attack. Nice ball stretching the division out to Julio Rievo. And by the time they do finally get a reset from a hit on the court, it falls kindly for Brno. Nice ball. Stepanova. Well picked up Thijsig, and just a little bit of coming together. And there will be no shot clock reset on 17. Lucas Holick. Nice, fantastic. This is a great spell from Brno. And yeah, you can see João Almeida just not committed enough in defence there. Well, João Almeida was sitting nicely in the feed, and eventually from the girls driving in, they do draw a free pass, so to be taken by Hugo Fernandes coming back from Rosa. And Fernandes, he manages to conjure something up there. Okay, he's round, is he round? Yeah, okay, he's round. So there you go. And everything after that was going to be a penalty. Lucas Holick looked a little bit disappointed. And that's a timeout. I can't see which side of the bench it is. I'm assuming that it is. Well, it's most often from Brno. The opposition tends to try and favour those penalties. Let's have a quick look around the rest of the competition while this timeout is going on. Earlier on today, IKF Korfball Club beat Prostajev from Czechia 2015 in a close game. Well, it was close for one half, and then Beck seemed to control it for the second half. Pegasus for the Netherlands beat Shavina, get Korfball Club 30-9, showing that their dominance and that they brought a fantastic team, as they always do. Certainly hot favourites for the competition. But Buckenberg 31-10 against Tushilgan. Tushilgan, a good side, and they are also in this group, and so they'll have had these two teams will have a look at how Tushilgan play and maybe wonder how hard that you can play against what is looking like a fantastic Buckenberg team. And so, yeah, lots of good korfball here on the first day. Nothing as close as this, though. Hugo Fernandez, the veteran, gets his chance to pull one back, and which he does, of course. We know they're looking like they're less pressured. They've got a little spring in their step. They're taking some, if not experimental shots, but they're trying to turn onto something like that. That's a nice move into a good shot. Well collected by Yuri Cole. And now that second phase, not quite as good, but it bounces out kindly to Eliska Ziglarova as the Brno collection and resets keep going. Yuri Cole, oh, fantastic from Wojciech Holik, and that's what that pressure builds. Carlos Ferreira for Benfica having to compete a little bit harder, trying to break that down, but Wojciech Holik showing his strength, showing his height, and stretching the lead out to 2 again. That looks like Sepp Zuntens coming on for Benfica. Goes on the inside, interesting, fantastic move from Bueva. Well, I couldn't quite see his feet because I'm commentating this remotely. But the referee didn't like his footwork, and it looks like they're probably doing some changing of ends. Jao Almeida coming onto this end, Carlos Ferreira going off. I'd imagine Carlos might come onto this other end for Zuntens. In the meantime, it's Brno. Oh, fantastic play. Great celebration from Lucas Holik. Ball coming swiftly from the side from Sarah Sahachu. Nice attack from Brno. Benfica in trouble now. Rievo. They're going to try. I think they recognise that they're in trouble. They're trying to juggle their players just a little bit and see if they can't get their mojo going really at the moment, and it's not really working, and I'm liking Brno more and more, but it's good from Beatrice Rosa for Benfica coming in and collecting that. Drop from Nicole Brito, and it finds its way to Rievo under pressure, turns the shot down, does find himself on the way forward, makes contact with Wojciech Holik. And Holik was going, well, did he move into me? And the ref saying, look, you're just in the wrong position there. We don't get to see that again, but doesn't matter. The result is Julio Rievo now extends his tally to 3 and makes him top scorer of the game. No, we've got Lucas Holik is on 4 now. And it is third. Now another substitution. And this time it's Brno, with Yuri Cole coming off, and then so that is Tobias Voyner, who was yellow carded earlier on in the game, coming back on. Voyner again, nice extension on the shot from a great position, excellent, what a great substitution from Jakob Messer, the Brno coach, and they're all smiles at the moment, but they haven't got the game won. Can Benfica rely on that? With their experience, they've got a whole quarter to go. They've shouldn't be too worried. The best team will still win this game. Collection finally for Benfica. We haven't seen Faria come back yet, so maybe that wasn't the tactical change that I was thinking of. The Sepp Zuntens trying to get the ball through to Rosa, and he does. Can't get through to Fernandez, who does manage to get the breakthrough. Sepp Zuntens with a step back, and he gets called travelling. Hands on heads for Mugo Fernandez, and Sepp Zuntens does a weary word with the ref on the way out. And now fantastic moves coming in from Vojna, and the shot off the back from Wojciech Halik. Brno in control now. They're looking like they've got more spring in their step, they've got more confidence in their passing, and Benfica are just not finding a way to break them down consistently. There's Rievo, out to João Almeida. Nice shot. Still plenty of time for Benfica, but something's going to have to change for them. That a nice 2-2 setup. Sara Sahachu finds space, decent shot. Oh, great fight at the post, and the strength of Lucas Halik wasn't enough to get away with the foul from the referee, and the referee just wanted to go from any space. It doesn't matter. But it's this end Benfica really need to start doing better. And just as the third quarter finishes, just a little bit of despair in a couple of the Benfica's players' body language. Not for Mugo Fernandez. Never see anything from him other than never say die. Now they're going to have a really good talk with each other about, you've spent a long time preparing for this Champions League. We are the class teams. We are the class team. This Brno team shouldn't be with us, but they are. And because Brno are fighting and they're winning 50-50 competitions around the court, around the ball. They're being physical where they need to, and obviously yellow card is a testament to that. But the rest of it has been in reasonably good spirit, and they've just fought hard. And especially when the ball has hit the court, when the Brno are attacking, they seem to be the ones that are reading it very well. There's Zuntens, and that's Francisco Amaral was the coach giving him the talk. So Lucas Halik and Wojciech Halik for Brno, both on 4 goals, top scoring this game. Big fourth quarter for Benfica in particular. Home club, always like to see them do well. And really, I think there must be one of the most successful non-Dutch Belgian sides in this. And just off screen there, looks like a head-to-head clash between two Brno players. One of them is definitely to Boris Viner, and that's going to be Lenka Faltinkova. Yeah, it looks like Vojna really got a good bang as well, and very friendly discussion with the referee that gave him the card. Okay, Faltinkova looks like she's going to be okay, looking a little bit red in the face. Obviously took a bit of a bang, but this is just too important to leave. I'm assuming now it's going to be a 25-second shot clock. It is for Benfica. And they don't make use of this attempt. Okay, all in a line, and it's not pretty at times, but I'm loving their spirit. And now they're in this 2-2 combination between the boys, and the falling back shot goes in. I wasn't quite sure whether that was going to be goal. Yeah, Jan Thijsing. Rievo. Nice, good work. Now he gets the feed. Now he gets round. He gets a snap in the hand as he goes round. The referee has called it a charge, I think. He was obviously, the referee was very well positioned there. I couldn't quite see what was going on with the movement. And Wojciech Kolik, takes his time, just tests everybody's temperament as he slowly walks out. Brno, 5-goal lead, not insurmountable for Benfica, but I hope Brno have the experience to know they have to play hard in attack in order just to keep things turning along. And it doesn't matter, you can play harder, you can play easy, you can wait till they fall like that to you. It's a beautiful turn from Jitka Stepanova. 6-goal lead. Zunten's shot, and really there's a summation really of the Benfica attacks there. Really one kind of decent shot that they managed to get out of it, and then really not really getting into the second phase. Either the ball is not connecting with the Korf, or they're not collecting it. Brno taking their time. They have got lots of time. The Liska Ziegler over, they've got more time now than they realise. I love to see the smiles on their face. Looking at them going off half time when they went in level, smiles, every one of them. They knew that that they were under pressure coming into this game and up against a good Benfica side, but now I think they feel the game is going to be theirs, but they've got 8 minutes to play out just yet. Anna Beatrice can't find her way around. Now she'll have to come back to run the block. Hugo Fernandez is going to be the boy on the outside. Beatrice Rose as well. No, it's going to be Fernandez who gets an early little contact from his player, a little bit naughty from Jan Thijsig. Fernandez didn't like it, got a little slap on the hand. And actually looks in a bit of pain, and Sepp Zunten's good teammate goes, picks the ball up for him. This is going to be Fernandez's 4th goal if it goes in. And it is needed, well needed by Benfica. Back to 6. Just under 8 minutes to go. No problem when the momentum is with you. Now let's see which of the... Okay, it's going to be Brno making a substitute. That's Adela Namenkova coming on. Didn't see who went off. There's Namenkova straight into the action. Sahachu. Wow, off our screen from a long way out. This must have been Lucas Holick. We're now looking unstoppable now. Benfica just can't find a way to make it work for them, but it's just really, this is the team of the day, of the hour, certainly. Sahachu comes short, not their best attack. Quickly transition it down to the other end. They're going to try and let's see if they can let the ball flow. Joe Almeida fights for this as it comes in from Rievo. And then in the end, Rievo had to foul in order to have a chance to get the ball. And Wojciech Kolik goes and gets the ball, just calms the team coming down. So it's good game management so far from Brno. Although the shot from Adela Namenkova not great, but they have given the ball back, and Namenkova as well looks like she's come on to shoot, which is great. Sarah Sahachu, they've got confidence in taking their shot. The collect wasn't really with them those 2 times. They don't know. They've got a feeling that they're going to win this. The shots are going to go in. And it's a feeling that I just haven't seen on Benfica. Working hard. Julio Rievo from range. Good work from João Almeida. Just a competitive... Oh, no, it's gone against João Almeida to Wojciech Kolik. Namenkova. Nice, good defence. And in the end, Beatrice Rosa dives onto the ball to gather it up. Defensive stops, obviously not enough. With such a big deficit to go, it's getting harder to imagine Benfica doing this, especially when you see the body language of both teams. Brno enjoying walking the ball out. Theisig comes short. Brito. Now the boys on the inside, but they can't find a feed. They do find Rievo breaking off the back, and João Almeida looked like he had position on that, and wow, that's good work from Tobias Voyner. And he does end up coming away with it, and Rievo for Benfica, just having a word with the referee. Yeah, look, this is international korfball, express yourself to the referee in a positive manner, which I think most of this has been. Jan Theisig. Boys combining one too many times as Hugo Fernandez decided he was going to cut that out. Rievo looked a little bit awkward on his stumble, like he was going to try and do something and then just couldn't hold his foot down. Nice ball from Sahachu, Nomenkova, and just a big jumping Lucas Hollick comes in and just gets them another bite of the cherry. And it looks like that might go to Brno as well. Fernandes did his best, chasing it out, couldn't quite get there. Okay, no major substitutes from either team. When you could, yeah, okay, so Rievo got into the air and thought something might happen and it didn't. Both teams pretty much staying with their main lineups through the whole of this game. And that's not a great attack from Brno. Ana Beatriz for Benfica intercepts. Okay, they're trying to go in feed in first, and Brno just seem to be reading every passing lane that Benfica trying to open up. Nice combination on the outside, Jan Theisig. Nice shot once again. The fight of Brno, they end up getting it, and that's what they've been doing all game. And Lucas Hollick, he thought that he had that. Oh, no, in the end, actually, was the ball given was inside the court? No, might have been out. And the pressure from Brno on bringing the ball out, really grinding them down. Sarah Sahachu, and it's time for Brno really to enjoy this last 3 or 4 minutes. They've dominated the second half. They played well in the first half, but in the second half, really, they just dominated, and that's probably just a little bit too much from Jan Theisig, and having given defended. João Almeida, nice. He's got a good style on him. Nicole Brito trapped a little bit in the corner. They're really spreading it around. I'm liking this play. This is the Benfica play that I came to see, but they're just not finishing enough with the pass into the post, and I think that's a tribute to Brno. They've kept things tight on the right passing lanes, and it's almost as if, well done, Hugo Fernandez. Nicole Brito quickly closed down, and shot from Joana Aguiar. She might get another. She breaks off the back, and João Almeida, I think, just passed that to himself. Brito trying to find a way through now. Joana Aguiar, okay, they've got a goal. It's too little, too late. They are 6 down, and now the substitutions will come. That looks like that's Ana Beatriz. going off for number 2, Maria Wisniuk. Okay, well read by João Almeida as Brno was settling into a nice 2-2 rhythm. Zuntens. And I was going to say Benfica finally get a collection and a recycle, but I think there might have been a little bit indisciplined around the post, maybe, to try and counter the extra height from Brno. Liska Ziglarova, understated little fist bump celebration that she's got. Nice drive in from Maria Wisniuk. Zuntens, let's see what he can do. Now it's Beatrice Rosa, and the fight underneath the post eventually is won by Lucas Holik. He's been really big today underneath the Korf, as a lot of or most of the boys for Brno have done very well in there, and that's Martin Pospisil, number 7, has come on for Brno. Brno just going to make it difficult for Benfica to bring it out, and then eventually they do let it out, but really good pressure from Sarah Sahachu. Didn't quite achieve what she wanted to achieve in the end, gives away a free pass. Hugo Fernandez will take. The boys crowding him out, and Lucas Holik thought that he'd got there with that, and the referee thought he didn't. That's just straight up. Who gets to decide that is the referee, but it was a good effort. Hugo Fernandez for his 5th, tucked away nicely. 1 minute to go. Let's have a quick look forward to the games that we got coming up tomorrow here on the IKF channel. Sharina Korfball Club from Germany against Prostojov Korfball Club. It's first game up from Czechia. First game up. Second, PKC versus Beck, and then Tushilgan versus Brno in a game which, well, could see Brno pretty much book their way through to the semi-finals, I think. And Benfica, coming tired of a difficult loss that they're going to have tonight, they're going into a game against Bockenberg, where they'll have to do some thinking overnight as to how they're going to approach that game. Sarah Sahachu, shot was good, the collection wasn't bad, but Lucas Holik infringed. Referees have been very strong on contact around the post, and then as the game winds down, I think there was Julio Vievo. It's a nice little running in shot from Nicole Brito, as the Brno players' concentration, I think, was elsewhere. They're probably thinking about that game against Tushilgan tomorrow. Difficult to judge the strength of Tushilgan against Bockenberg after seeing them today. They only scored 10, but they might even go into tomorrow's game as favourites. But Brno have showed today, really, they could take some favourites and then they can pull them apart. Nice set. And Lucas Holik has been fantastic today. I've really enjoyed watching him play. We've got 3 seconds left and one last shot from Zuntens. No, he's going to get another one, and it doesn't go. And Benfica, really, home team, high expectations coming into this game on the first day of the Korfball Champions League 2026, but they just haven't done it. Hasn't worked for them. Julio Vievo got 4 goals for them. Let's see who else scored for them. Hugo Fernandez got 5. But really today it was all about Brno. I thought they played scrappy at times, but they know where they're collecting the feed are. They moved the ball reasonably well on the outside, but I thought where they did really well is in collect, either static or dynamically coming in after the ball has hit the Korf. And then once they got their collect, their transition to the next phase was very good. It was very smooth. I think that as the tournament goes on, They'll find that more difficult to do against some of the other teams that they face, but as it is, they can enjoy tonight. They got smiles. They don't need to tell me. They should be happy because it's been a big day for them. Brno 22, Benfica 16. My name's Tom Brady. I hope you've enjoyed this. Keep sticking around for this really wonderful week of korfball coming to you from Lisbon in Portugal for the IKF Korfball Champions League. We'll see you tomorrow.